So you want to sell clothing on eBay in 2023, but maybe you don't know where to start, you don't know how to take the pictures, you don't know what you need to include in the listing. I'm going to show you guys in this video how I list all of my clothing. Simple, efficient, and fast. So in this video, we're going to focus on the pictures specifically. I'm going to show you guys how I take my pictures, where I take my pictures, everything to include in the pictures. That way you can make sure that your listing has good quality information and it'll drive those sales up. Welcome back to another video, y'all. My name is Kyle, and I show you guys how I run my full-time eBay business from the comfort of my own home. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I list clothing on eBay. Clothing is an absolutely massive market on eBay. New clothing and used, tons and tons, thousands and thousands, millions of sales every single year. And maybe you guys want to get a piece of that. I'm going to assume that you guys already have your clothing and you're ready to list it and you just don't know what to do. You don't know where to take the pictures. You don't know how to take the pictures. You don't know what you should put in the listing and so forth. So I'm going to tell you guys right now how I do mine. All you need is 2 items. You need a cell phone. I do all my listing on a cell phone. The cameras on cell phones are great nowadays. Use your cell phone, and then you need a tape measure. In my opinion, you need a tape measure. This is a tailoring tape measure, one that you can bend. A regular tape measure is fine. The last thing that you need is a area with good lighting and preferably enough space where you can lay the item out flat. Alright, you guys, I have my item right here. I'm going to do a suit top for you guys today because I'm actually listing this suit top right now. So I decided to make a video to show you guys how I do it. And we're actually going to jump outside to my deck. That's where I take all my photos at. It's big, it's large, natural lighting outside. And when it's good weather, I prefer to just work outside. Alright, you guys, we're out on the deck. Like I said, this is a nice, big, spacious area right here where I can lay all of my clothing flat. Now, obviously, we want to clean this up a little bit. And it's not like I didn't just bag leaves yesterday from the deck. Totally what I did right there. There's more leaves back on the deck. We're just gonna sweep away nice clean area here. Just make sure, not that necessarily any of this stuff is gonna get the clothing dirty. You might not want the buyer to think that it's dirty as they're buying it. So now that we have a nice spot clean, we're gonna lay the garment out flat and neat. Now, if you guys didn't know this, eBay recently upped the amount of photos that you can upload for your listings. And to my understanding, the reason that they did this is because of clothing. All right, people wanted a lot of measurements when it came to clothing, and they wanted to be able to take a lot of photos. So the fact that they allow me to upload, I think it's something like 24 photos now, I try to utilize that as best I can. Rather than put a lot in the description where I have to type things, I would rather just include a picture of that. So let me show you guys what it looks like. Like I said, you want the garment laid out flat. Now this is a suit top, so it's gonna look maybe slightly different or be photographed a little different than just a t-shirt or pants or something like that. But if you're doing a top like this, you're gonna want one picture overhead like this right here with the garment laid flat, no wrinkles in it, and it looks nice. I also like to do an up-close photo like this right here at an angle. That way they can see the pattern and the design in the suit, the shirt, whatever it is, okay? If your shirt has graphic print on the front, you want to get an up-close picture of that to show any cracking or flaws. Once you have nice photographs of the item, the next thing that I do is include measurements in my photos. Important measurements to include in your photographs are the armpit to armpit chest measurement. So you want to start the tape measure under one armpit, run it to the other armpit, and take a photo. I take a photo with the tape measure in the photo, that way I don't have to list this in the description. It's easier for me to take a picture and upload it. You also want to include a length photograph, that way people know how long your item is. For a suit, I'll start it right there on the shoulder where the collar is, all the way to the bottom. I'll take my photograph where it also includes the tape measure, that way they can clearly see in the item the measurement. Now, once I have included those pictures of the front, I like to flip the item over, again, lay it flat with no wrinkles, and take another overhead picture like this right here. And one of the most important things you want to do is make sure you look very closely at the item. Any imperfections, if there's any holes or snags or anything like that, you want to include all of that in your pictures. This suit top is actually in pretty good condition. I don't see any of that I need to include. Now, when we're talking important measurements on the back side of the suit, one of the most important measurements is, again, the length of the suit, or the item that you have from the top to the bottom. I make sure I include a picture of that in there so that they can see the exact measurement of the suit. Next is the shoulder measurement. You're going to start in the center of the item and measure across to the shoulder cuff right there. This is very important for people to get the shoulder length. You could do all the way across, but it's not real hard for them to add this amount right there. Now, a very important measurement when it comes to suits and dress clothing is the sleeve measurement. So we're going to take from the shoulder cuff measure down to the wrist cuff. Right, this is very important to include, that way they can ensure a good sleeve fit. Now, this measurement right here is essentially the same thing, and this is the proper sleeve measurement. If you go to a tailoring shop, this is probably how they'll do it while you're wearing the suit. You start it in the center and then run it down the top of the sleeve, and you stop right there. So the sleeve measurement on this one is about 33.5. Now, in addition to any of the measurement photographs, you do want to make sure that you put the size tag and the maker's tag in the photos also. So what I like to do is open the item up or show the inside, and we will show a picture of the brand. I will also put a picture of Made in Italy right there. And then on this suit, the size tag is actually inside of the pocket right here. So I would open this up and snap a photo of that right there. I also want to make sure that I include the lining or the inside of the item. If you guys are selling a jacket and it has like fur lining or something like that, you want to make sure that you put it. If it's blanket lined or whatever the case might be, you want to include a picture of the inside. Now, you guys might be asking, why am I including those measurements in the pictures? Well, for the past 7 years, those are the most requested measurements that I get from buyers. So I've learned through trial and error, if I just include those in the pictures, I get less questions. Therefore, I have to spend less time on eBay. Less time on eBay means I can be outsourcing or listing more items. Now, occasionally you might still have a buyer that wants a different measurement. In that case, obviously you're going to have to provide it. Also, if you're selling pants or shorts the measurements are going to be a little bit different. You're going to want to do things like inseam, outseam, the waist measurement, the opening at the ankles, the rise of the pants, and then also from the crotch area across the thigh to show if the pant is baggy, relaxed fit, or so forth. If you guys are listing a suit top, a shirt, t-shirt, button-up, a jacket, I guarantee you if you include all of those measurements in your photos, you're gonna get less questions about the item. One of the things that I forgot to mention is you don't necessarily have to take the pictures outside. I prefer to take pictures outside because it looks more natural in natural lighting. Everything looks better outside. You can, if you don't have good weather or something like that, you can use artificial lighting in a room or in your living room or something like that, as long as you have a big space. In my opinion, one of the most important things is to lay the item flat. You don't want to hang it because it doesn't give a good representation of what the item actually looks like. The graphics get wrinkled and things like that. You can use a light such as this right here. It's not plugged in, okay? But I have this in case weather is bad outside, and I'll just throw it on the floor right here with the wooden background and lay it flat and use the light. Like I said, I prefer to keep everything outside because, in my opinion, it does just actually look better outside. So maybe you guys do it a little different. Maybe I forgot something. If you guys include something that I don't include, leave a comment down below. We're just trying to help people out with these Wednesday videos, how I do certain things. But I walked you guys step by step how I would list that suit top, and it is now live on eBay and somebody can purchase it. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out one of these videos every single Wednesday on different ways that I do things on eBay. If you guys made it this far, as always, I appreciate it. Be positive, and God bless y'all.